networking, specifically in business, is a term that gets thrown around like some sort of game of Pokemon, like you've got to collect people's information and then lean on them when you need something. In reality, for me, networking's just making friends with other people that are doing the same thing. That's it. That's the simplest definition ever. I'm in one or two e-commerce, WhatsApp chats, and there's a few others, and there's a few people from these YouTube videos that I talk to regularly. And that is networking. It really is. That's all it is. It's just about having that connection. Great example. There's a clothing brand called Represent. Represent do, 100 million a year. They do loads in sales. Once upon a time, I saw the guy who owns the place called George Heaton. Really nice chap. Sent him a DM. Said, hey George, I've seen that you're doing some lifting. Can I send you some equipment out? What size do you wear for this, this, and this? And he were like, yeah, go on then, that sounds great. I was like, oh, I didn't expect that. Cool. So I sent him some stuff. He was thrilled with it. He was chuffed to bits with it. He still wears some of the pieces today, some of the weightlifting belt and a few other bits. And out of that, I landed a deal with Represent. Through without even trying. Not that I didn't want a deal, but I didn't go into this thinking, yes, we might be a supplier for Represent one day, but it happened. Why did it happen? Because I went out my way just to do a nice thing. I genuinely were like, George, I like what you do. This looks, you're an ace, man, you're crushing it. And I sent him some stuff. And now we make their wristbands. They have some little sweatbands, wristbands. Mergs makes them for Represent. And it still feels weird to me. I'm like, as if I'm like a supplier for those guys. And they've bought thousands of pairs of wristbands. They're going down really well. Clearly the quality's there. We did a little bit of work on just making it suit those guys spot on. But it just shows that by being nice to people and giving things a shot, what have you got to lose from sending someone a cold DM saying, hi, I like to send things to people that I admire. Here, what do you think of this? Another great example. A comedian, Joel Dommett. He's on The Voice, and he's one of ITV's headliners. Again, I've always looked up to Joel. I've been like, wow, you're really funny. You make some great stuff. One time I saw him training. I was like, hey, Joel, do you want some stuff? Joel Dommett were like, yeah, and here's my number. Let me know. And I was like, wow. So now I've got Joel Dommett in my phone book, all because I really liked what he did. I was like, Joel, here's some stuff. And Joel were like, that's ace, thank you. People are still people. They really are. Don't get me wrong, you should see how many DMs I've sent to those I admire that have never been read, they've never been opened, they've never been seen, or they've been seen and they've been ignored. That's fine. That's part of the game, right? That's all part of what we're doing. So, yeah, what I'm trying to say is, networking does not have to be some sort of weird cult. It's not, we're going to some sort of paid mastermind event. It's not some sort of, I'll buy access to your group. It's nothing like that. It's just about chatting to people that are doing a similar thing to you and taking the best bits from them. That's it. There's a couple of group chats that I'm in. One of them with a gentleman that used to mentor me a few years ago. Really good friends with him now. And he helps me out tremendously. I'll send him a text. I'm like, hey, Ben, what do you think about this? And he's like, I don't know about that. That's a good idea, it's a bad idea, or I want to learn more. And it always just gives me a benchmark for, interesting. To try and live in your own head and make all the decisions yourself really takes its toll. I mean, at Mergs, that's the business I own. We sell CrossFit and weightlifting equipment. And there's only me. I'll say we about Mergs all the time. There's no we, it's only me. And I struggle sometimes with sort of indecisiveness, or I don't know if it's a lack of confidence within my own, I don't know. Sometimes I struggle with making decisions. And I run things by my wife and others, and it helps tremendously. Don't forget though, you don't have to take everything everyone says as fact. No, that's just their suggestion. I used to do this when I was bodybuilding a little bit more, and I'd look online for YouTube videos, for tips, for guidance, for advice, for how to best execute this movement and do this and that. And out of that, there were loads of things people would do that I'm like, that does not align with what I'm looking for. That's okay. And then they'd say one thing, I'd be like, now that sounds good. Or on the other side, you just try a few different things. You're like, oh, I've been given 3 tips here. Let's give them all a go. And that, again, is another way of networking. It's a different sort of... It's not literally networking. I feel like networking is a two-way connection. That's a two-way communication. But it's the same thing. Networking is just about helping others that are in the same circle or the same niche. So what I'm proposing is, if anybody is into business, you like watching videos, you like learning about the topic, you want to know more, you think I might be able to help you, even a tiny bit, in 1 or 2 tiny places, leave a comment. I've got nothing to sell you. This is not about money. This is about working together. We're a team, right? We're entrepreneurs. We need to stick together. If we don't stick together, there's no one looking after us. Seriously. No one's looking after us. This is a bold one. It irks me sometimes when you get things like, it's International Women's Business Day. And it's like, oh, cool. Did I miss the men's one? No, there isn't one. It's Multicultural Month. And it's like, oh, I don't fit into any of these boxes. Even on Shopify. Shopify got me recently where it popped up and it said about how do you best describe your business? And I scrolled down and it was like, Black owned, vegan owned, eco-friendly, organic, something else, non-profit. And I'm like, but none of them are for me at all. Like, I didn't choose to be a white male that is an entrepreneur, but at the same time, why am I not being celebrated? We should be celebrating people in business. This is hard. It's horrible. It really is. It is so terrible sometimes. I've wanted to quit a million times. So if you want to just chat, I'm going to open just like a WhatsApp group chat, or I don't use Discord, but maybe one of those, just some sort of channel or area or place where we can just discuss things. We can chat. You can throw a comment and be like, John, I've never shipped out from China. Where do I start? If I can't help you myself, I'll find a resource that can. That's all that we're going to be doing in networking. That's all it is. So if you have any questions or queries, drop them in the comments. If you're interested in some sort of discussion place or some place where we can communicate easier, let me know. Because as much as networking doesn't normally come to you, today's your lucky day. Networking's coming your way. And I'm more than happy to share all the secrets of business. I mean, my business is murgs.co.uk, M-U-R-G-S. If you want to take a look. You know, that's what I do full time. That's what I'm doing right now. So, yeah, if you're interested in getting chatting, I might be of use to you, you might be of use to me. And I always come at it in the most best and wholesome way. There are people out there that will use you. They will be like, we're networking. Their plan is to extract as much value, not share any secrets, and sort of get on with their own life. Those people exist, and you can't beat them, but you don't have to be with them either. So, yeah, I'm big into the wholesome, let's all do this. There's enough customers for everyone. There's enough business out there. Like, how many businesses are there? Millions and millions of businesses. And you just think, oh my God, wow, the scale of it's huge. So there are no secrets in business. There are things that people have done that worked for them, but it's not a secret. So yeah, if anyone needs a hand, you let me know. Drop a comment down below and we'll start a thing. We'll make us all better together. That sounds like a plan. Anyway, I'm gonna get back to work. You should too. I'll catch up with you in a bit.